After our students graduate, they are well equipped to pursue their dreams. Some further their education by transferring to another college or university or pursuing an advanced degree. Some seek internships or apply for employment. Some look for opportunities serving their community, and if we're lucky, they look for ways to serve their alma mater. I'm pleased to present to you two Donnelly College alumna who hold a special place in the heart of our college community.
My name is Alejandra, and this is my sister Mariana. We are both recent graduates of Donnelly College. While our paths to and through Donnelly were the same in many different ways, they were also different in many aspects. In the year 2000, our family immigrated from Chihuahua, Mexico to the United States. Our parents desired a better life for both my sister and I, and they were determined that we would receive a good education. However, they were unaware that our status in this country would play an important role in our future. When we moved, my sister was a feisty 4-year-old, and I was an excellent 8-year-old. Upon arriving, since we were both school age, our parents decided to enroll us to school immediately. The experience was very unfamiliar, like breaking in shoes. It was uncomfortable and hurt. As a small child trying to adapt to a new language and culture, while simultaneously learning your own, was too taxing for an excellent 8 and a feisty 4-year-old. I remember my mama would sit down with us to practice Spanish. I would read to her, and she would quiz me on my grammar. You know what they say? Mothers are the best teachers. At first, this was not easy. These new shoes were too tight, and I did not know how to tie them. One bunny ear, America, English, hot dogs, macaroni and cheese, football, and pop music. 2 bunny ears, Mexico, Spanish, food, heartfelt greetings, and music to your ears. How could the two ever connect to a perfect bow? As a child, I had no clue how. But as the years went by, it got easier. My sister and I made new friends, got accustomed to our surroundings, and mastered the English language. The shoes were finally broken in. We live in Missouri and attended Belton School District from elementary to high school. I graduated high school in 2010 with honors. During my senior year, the majority of my classmates were getting accepted to various colleges, but that wasn't exactly my case. I had limited options due to the expenses of higher education and my status in this country. I received many scholarships, some which I was obligated to turn down because of my legal status. I eventually decided to attend Johnson County Community College. While I was there, I thought it was time for a new pair of shoes. I began balancing being a full-time employee and being a part-time student. It was not easy balancing the two. It seemed like the heel of my shoe would get taller and taller with each day. But I wanted to make my parents proud and be an example for my sister. So I pushed through the uncomfortable feeling and earned my associates. On June 15, 2012, our lives changed. As a deferred action for childhood arrivals, otherwise known as DACA, was announced to the public by the Obama administration, allowing young people brought to this country by their parents to get temporary reprieve from deportation, permission to work, study, and obtain a driver's license. When I heard this news, I was somewhat relieved, for I could see the light at the end of the long tunnel. I took a 3-year break from school. When I was ready to return to pursue my bachelor's degree, I found Donnelly College. They accepted me for who I was, offered me wonderful scholarships, such as Sister Mitten Scholarship, Donnelly Grant, and Charlene B. Schweizmeister, which allowed me to complete my bachelor's degree in organization and leadership in a timely manner with no debt. At Donnelly, I found welcoming staff and faculty who are passionate about Donnelly's missions, visions, and values. For many years, Donnelly has served those who might not otherwise be served. Donnelly challenges us to seek truth in all things and discover our distinct vocations. Donnelly College is prideful of its diversity and believes that everyone, no matter their background, has a purpose that they must pursue. Faculty and staff are committed to build community by preserving dignity in every single student. Most important, Donnelly College challenges every person that walks through their doors to pursue excellence. As students, we are constantly reminded to strive to become the best versions of ourselves. While I was at Donnelly, I realized that I was capable of doing more things than I ever thought. All of my professors challenged me and gave me great advice and empowered me to seize opportunities that I have ignored. A couple months prior to graduation, I was offered a full-time position with Donnelly as an admissions counselor. As an admissions counselor, I provide to high school students information about Donnelly College and share my story with them and how Donnelly has helped me. As I continue to serve students in my role at Donnelly, I will also attend Avila University this winter, where I would pursue my Master's of Business Administration with a concentration in finance. Who knows, maybe one day I will be teaching at Donnelly. I always tell my students when they seem a little bit down that they have to believe in themselves and have faith. God always has a plan for every single one of us. It took me 8 years to finish my bachelor's, but I did it. That means that they can too. It's easier to quit, easier to return the shoes, instead of spending weeks breaking them in. They don't fit, we say. And even though our pockets will thank us for returning those shoes, our hearts will regret it. There is nothing worse than living with regret. We have all faced challenges and obstacles in our lives, but that's what makes us stronger.
We both face challenges that have shaped us into the women we are today. For me, particularly, being an immigrant in the United States has taught me how to motivate myself, be determined, and strong. I was only a feisty 4-year-old when I arrived to the States, an age in which I was too young to make decisions for myself, and I had no idea where Kansas City was even located. The only concern I had was if I would still have friends to play with. But little did I know, making friends would be the least of my problems. I knew I was different from my peers. I would cry nearly every day at preschool because I did not understand a single word that was said to me. My skin was darker, and my eyes were a different shade. Trying to become fluent in English while trying to master my native tongue and acclimate to the US culture wasn't easy. But it was at that young age that I realized I was a person of determination and grit. There was one more distinction that caused me to stick out like a sore thumb. I was undocumented. I learned so in middle school when my sister was applying for college and faced some of the challenges she just mentioned. I remember being hopeful that by the time I was ready for college, somehow laws would change. To my surprise, they actually did. But that didn't make the pursuit of my dreams smooth either. In 2012, I too was granted deferred action. With DACA, I could work, I could drive, but little did I know that my dreams of becoming a great engineer would still be in jeopardy. While in high school, I always strived to take every advanced math and science course I could, knowing that I wanted to be an engineer. I was optimistic about my future. But during my senior year, when I was called into my advisor's office, my optimism was halted. She wanted to know if I had made a choice regarding which university I was going to attend. When I shared with her my DACA status, she said to me, "Go back to your country so you can enter the right way and pursue an education." Her response smacked me in the face. I choked up. How do we even respond to that? This was a personal message directed to me, and I couldn't process it. It was just me and insensitive words echoing in my head. I sat silent. Do I cry? Or do I tell her how sorry I feel for her? I knew one thing. I felt so small, the girl with big dreams didn't feel so big anymore. Having DACA, I was aware that my options were still very limited, and I had to pay outrageous tuition rates if I even was accepted. Also, I was not eligible for financial aid and was not eligible for many scholarships, not because of academics, but because I was not a US citizen. Due to cost, my dreams of becoming a great engineer seemed impossible. After months of searching, I attended a community college where I took 1 or 2 classes per semester because even there, I couldn't afford tuition. I felt lost. But it was during Thanksgiving break that I encountered a small private Catholic college. My sister introduced me to Donnelly. Having heard of the wonderful opportunities Donnelly College has to offer young first-generation students and its great affordability, regardless of legal status, I decided to give it a try. I was accepted, regardless of my legal status, and received many scholarships due to my grades and hard work. I was a recipient of the Sister Jerome Scholarship, Ime Beca Scholarship, and many more. I still remember the delightful expression my parents would give me each time I told them of any scholarship I was awarded with. I was taking away the burdensome load of having to pay for my tuition. During my time at Donnelly, I became very involved around campus. I was a student ambassador, an English tutor, president of the Student Activities Committee, and organizational liaison for Student Senate. There, I found a sense of belonging, where no one would judge me based on my skin tone or how dark my eyes are. At Donnelly, I have made many wonderful friends, and I have found a second family. Everyone at Donnelly, including the teachers, every admissions counselor, to the dean and president of the school, all provide me with words of wisdom and have influenced me in so many ways. Everyone believes in me, even when I have trouble believing in myself. At Donnelly, I realized I could accomplish my biggest dream, that I should not give up just because someone tells me no or judges me based on my nationality instead of my academic ability. There is nothing that can stand in my way of me pursuing an education. The only limitations we encounter are the ones we set, but we learn to overcome those too. God never gives us any battles we cannot win. Donnelly taught me how to become the best version of myself, and it has a special place in my heart. I am so invested into the school that I hope to one day come back as a Hall of Fame inductee. But as much as I love Donnelly, I knew that to pursue my dream, I would need to transfer to another institution after receiving my associate's degree. I remember meeting a friend in my philosophy class who, just like me, faced the same challenges, and he told me about Rockhurst University. With the encouragement of friends and counselors at Donnelly, I applied to Rockhurst University on November of 2017. My determination and hard work had finally paid off. I had no idea of how I was going to afford tuition, but this was a major accomplishment. After being accepted, I quickly applied for the trustee scholarship. Only one student in the entire university is awarded with this scholarship each year, and just the thought that I, a DACA student, could receive it amazed me. 6 months after my acceptance letter, I received more news. I was the one student this year. I have not yet won the lottery, but I can easily say this surely felt like I did. The trustee scholarship covers my entire tuition for the 2 years I will be there. Anything in this world is possible if we set our minds to it. Brazilian novelist Paulo Coelho once said, "When you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it." I truly believe this was the case for me. I started attending Rockhurst this fall with the hopes of becoming a computer scientist. I would not be standing here without the support of my parents and sister. At an early age, my parents taught me that I must make uncomfortable sacrifices in order to live a comfortable life. They were very brave by leaving behind loved ones in the comfort of their native country, just so my sister and I could live a better life. That is one life lesson I will never forget, having to be brave even when the outcome seems uncertain. It is the life lesson that I will apply when I face the toughest challenges that are yet to come. We all can make a difference in this world, no matter how big or small, and our ethnicities only describe what social group we belong to, not our abilities to lead in our communities or to even change the world. What makes our lives interesting is the possibility of achieving our dreams. So to all of you here this evening, thank you for being a part of Donnelly. You guys are truly making everyone's life interesting.
There are so many people that help our journeys become possible. Most importantly, we would like to thank our parents who are here tonight. Mamá y papá, si se pueden poner de pie. Gracias por todo lo que han hecho por nosotros. Thank you for everything that you have done for us. And to all of you here this evening, thank you. Without your support, stories like ours would not be possible. Thank you.